It's 11-11.
So I'm about to do something I have not yet done.
The Jets win-loss. Let's go.
No, I'm choosing the Philadelphia Eagles win. To
The
put
Eagles.
my money where my mouth is.
Ooh.
I haven't done
Put
this
your
yet. I haven't
money where
looked
your
at the
mouth is.
schedule, other than the fact I know it's really tough.
Oh, yeah.
There will be no Jets. I need the music.
You get the bells.
And I will tell you this. Rocky Balboa, if Sylvester Stallone is not in Philadelphia on that opening Thursday night, I will be stunned.
All right, Racco.
Okay?
Rocco.
Tulsa King will be there. The banner will be there. And I know this is a piece of steak that the league put out there. Going to set records for opening night. We're going to see a win for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, that's one. That's one. Sorry, TJ.
They're gonna go to
Okay.
the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're going to go to Arrowhead Stadium. And this is going to be a Philadelphia Eagles win as well.
Boo.
As
Boo.
good as the Super Bowl type win, or
No.
what are we talking
It's
about?
going to be tight.
Okay, tight.
It's going to be tight.
Tight.
Of course it will be.
What
Boo.
do you mean,
got
of
them
course it will
2-0.
be? Everyone said that about the Super Bowl.
But this is another year. It's both teams going to be all jacked up.
Okay.
And I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win that game.
All right.
And then I think they come home and they do to the Rams what they did to the Rams last year, too. You know how I feel about the Rams.
I know.
I'm going 3-0 there. And then they're going to Tampa Bay and saying this business of us losing down here is over.
Done with it.
They will be done with
They're
it.
going to take that pirate ship back to
Or no.
Philly.
That will
Okay.
be the end of that. Okay? Then they're going to have the Denver Broncos in their midst.
Man, are you
And
going to
this
have
one
them
is going to
17 and
be
0?
another tight one. They're going to win this one, too. They're going to start 5-0, and then they're going to go to
What?
the Giants and say hello and be 6-0.
No.
Are they gonna be the last
Come on,
undefeated
Rich.
I don't know.
Seriously?
The answer to that question, I haven't played. This is the first win-loss game that I've done, and I'm doing this truly off the top of my head. I didn't even see this.
All right. All right.
Okay. Then they're going to the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to lose this one.
To Minnesota. You're going to beat the Chargers.
They're going to lose this one.
You're going
It's
to beat
still a
Kansas
chance.
City.
It's
You're going to
be
beat
one of those
Dallas,
things where
Tampa
you're just
Bay, and
gonna be like,
Denver,
what the
and
hell
then
was
lose
that
to
all
Minnesota.
about? Then they're going to come down against the Giants. They're going to take care of business there.
Okay.
That's
2-0
going to be
against the Giants.
7-1. Then they're going to take on the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay coming off of the bye, and that one they're going to lose.
What?
I think the Packers
What?
are going to have them there.
Okay.
And then we're going to start saying, oh, well, what's going on here? And then the Lions are going to come into their house. They're going to win that one, too. They're going to go to Dallas. They're going to lose that one.
Oh, shit.
I think you're going to take them.
Oh, yeah.
I
We're
think you're going
definitely
to split.
splitting.
I think you're
Okay.
splitting. Okay.
Dak has a great record against the Eagles.
Chicago the day after Thanksgiving. That's a win. So what do I have now? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3. The Chargers are at the Chargers here. They're going to lose that one.
What?
A lot of Eagles fans at that game.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Jim's going to take that one.
All right.
9
Even though
and
they love
4.
coming out here and winning. So they're 9
Okay.
and 4. Home for the Vegas Raiders. That's a win. At the Commanders on a Saturday. That's a loss. And everyone's going to start wondering what's up with them because they're now trading wins and losses right now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 and 5. They're at the Buffalo Bills. They lose
What?
that one 2 in a row, and they beat the
Damn.
Commanders. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
11
5,
and
6,
6?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Huh.
and 6.
11 and 6.
Wow, Rich.
Okay.
The defending
me.
Super Bowl
Vegas,
champions, 11 and
Win
6.
total.
What do you got?
11 and 6. Yeah, that's 11. 11's a number.
So I guess those folks in Las Vegas and yours truly have something.
Yeah, you guys are
Interesting.
Step here.
lockstep. Yeah, over 11 and a half is plus 105.
NFC East winners, right?
It's possible,
It's
They
possible.
could tie with Dallas. I could see that you guys
but
both.
they make the playoffs.
What?
There's no jinx. They're not going to go like 8 and 9,
Oh.
7 and 10. That's the jinx. The jinx is like you're hurt. The whole season's in the tank. They're not getting jinxed. I mean, they're not. I don't know if they're going to be the 1 seed with 11 and 6. That's for sure.
Oh.
But I think I just gave them a whole bunch of respect going through this schedule this way.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they're intact and they're good enough that in the beginning of the season, when a lot of teams are still trying to get up to speed, like Dallas, that new team. Well, the Chiefs, Bucks, Rams, and Broncos. That's tough for me to. have them go undefeated through all that is kind of crazy.
Well, hello. Welcome to
Chiefs
the.
have a make good.
You know, I'm already lamenting. It's like a fantasy team I drafted. I feel good, and then I'm like, wait a minute,
That
this
Kansas
thing
City home
sucks.
game in Arrowhead.
Yeah, I know.
I can't give them that.
What about for Saquon personally being on? You're taking him number 1 in fantasy this year?
Why wouldn't you?
Bijan Robinson exists.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. Forgive me, okay? I've gotten my new, boy, I've gotten them dirty already. My new glasses prescription. And I don't know if you've worn glasses before, but when you get glasses, these are progressive. You got to get used to looking at the right places. So I'm still kind of like, trying to get used to them because you feel a little lightheaded. You feel like you're walking on a balance beam and shit, like you're gonna fall off. So if I do some funky things or pass out, it's the glasses. Okay, I'm trying to get used to them. They said give them about a week before you throw them out the window. So before we get any further, I don't see it. Is she here yet? Is the birthday girl here yet? Okay, I don't see her here yet. Okay, but when our girl gets in here, you got to make sure that we give her a happy birthday, okay? Everybody, of course, help Miranda. Miss Buttermilk Biscuits, today is her birthday. And shout out to Lady Libra who sent me a super thanks to send to Rhonda for her birthday. We took care of that. Let's say, of course, hello to Aisha Robinson. What's up, Aisha Robinson? How are you doing tonight? Taking it one day at a time. We've got Lady Libra. Shout out to Lady Libra. Lady Libra, you think and take care of everybody. I love your brick at the Red Brick House, and you're double dipping on both channels. I appreciate that. We've got lovely Linda, our resident real deal Holyfield Eagle fan, shout out to her. We've got Stacy Schubert, Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? How are you doing? Sugar Daddy's in the house. Let's see who else is here. Mean Mug 44. What's going on? We got Holly Pierce. What's going on? Alan Williams is joining us. Derek Young. Let's see who else is here. Asman 30, me, myself, and Brian are going to Pink's. Alan Williams, of course. Let's see, Derek Young, Jimbo. What's up, Jimbo? How you doing, Jimbo? You became a channel member? Oh shit. Jimbo, make sure you email me cowboysmark94@gmail so I can send you a Joe Boo shot glass. Appreciate that. I just want to make sure I haven't missed any of the ladies. Holly Pierce. I would say if they had the same players last year, yes, they'll win. But you never know. You made the right moves during the offseason. It's clean slate for everybody. You're right about that one. And we've got, of course, our community scoreboard in full effect. Jeff Lee came in hot. He was leading the pack there. And I think who's leading right now? I think Holly Pierce is leading. Holly done taking the mantle away from, oh my goodness, from Jeff Lee. My name is Jeff. And Jeff, Tracy's got your shirt as well as Chris May. She's got your shirt as well. I was going to be bringing them back with me today, but she said she wanted to do something special for you, Jeff Lee, okay? So she said she'll bring them with her tomorrow. So I'll have them tomorrow. And, of course, I just got back. Thomas Garrett in the house. So we got a lot of stuff, okay? We got a lot of stuff that's going on. First of all, take a look down here. And this is good for me because I, left out on Tuesday, and I can't remember how many days it was there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 89 days. 89 days, 23 hours, 8 minutes, and 45 seconds until we take on, oh my God, the Eagles. Stop clickbaiting from your mom's basement. What do you mean clickbaiting? This ain't my mama's basement. This is my basement, man. Well, me, my wife, and the bank. You know, the bank's got a good chunk of this. Okay, so shout out to everybody that's here. Holly, hold on to that spot, girl. Hold on to that spot with all your might. I want to see you to be our winner tonight. And what we're doing is they have a new community crown scoreboard, and so the persons that are the most active roll up this board. Okay, so right now Holly Pierce is in first place, and last time our winner was Jeff Lee, and before that it was Chris May. And so each time we're going to give away a prize, a shirt or some of the Jobu plaques and stuff. I cleaned out my workshop today, so I'm going to be able to start getting back and doing a lot of things in there and so on. So interesting thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to stop saying interesting. I was reading all my comments and everybody was going off on me about me saying interesting. Okay. It's not interesting then. Okay. But actually this is more sad than interesting, because when we think about the players, the thing is, we don't really think about players as people. We got a super chat. Hold up. Mean Mug, just showing love. Oh, we appreciate the love, man. Thank you very much, Mean Mug Mike. I'm sorry, Mean Mug 44. We don't think about people that are famous as people, okay? We don't realize that, that actor that you love, that, he'll funk up a bathroom and take a big deuce, clogging the play. Bobby Beninsky, shout out to Bobby. And I'm going to get your super chats written down here because we'll do them for the draws in just a second, because I want to get my thought out here. But we don't think about these people as people. We don't understand that they hurt. Now, I know you go through, you stump your toe, you're screaming like a little biatch, okay? You're screaming like a bitch, okay? That hurts. But if you've ever played football on AstroTurf, and had turf toe, which says a turf toe. You're like, what is turf toe? You don't have any idea how painful something that sounds kind of turf toe is. It's literally, you done jammed your toe into your foot, okay? You jammed it in there. And it hurts like hell, because everything you do, when you push off, when you stop, when you plant, you're putting pressure on that toe. That shit hurts. And the things that these guys go through to stay on the field, and now the NFL is going to try and put 18 games on their bodies, they're shortening the careers for these players. Think about this. It used to be 16 games. If you had 2 games a season, in 8 years, that's another season on their body. Don't think about that though, do you? But as we sit here, and I'm not going to say interesting. I'm going to try to. There's certain words I got to get away from. Saying the F word, because my dad frowned upon that. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying. I'm not going to be perfect. Chris May had turf toe. It sucks. It really does. And I'm going to tell you another one too. I had this fingernail ripped off to the cuticle. That hurts like a mother humper. I had one of the mesh jerseys. It ripped right up underneath and just pulled that sucker up. Man, that thing hurt for weeks. Okay. So Micah Parsons' contract is seemingly kind of on hold. Stephen Jones, when asked about it earlier this week, was kind of like, when there's something to say about it, we'll let you know. And Bobby, no one can stop the Eagles this year, not even Joe Boo. We'll see. But the Eagles might stop him, Bobby. Man, we got super chats flying like crazy. Bobby B. You got 2 Bobby B's. Let me get them now before I get it. We got Chris May. And hold up. We them boys. And we have Chris May, we got Bobby B, Mean Mug, and Mean Mug. So Micah is on hold. Now YouTube, I've been doing YouTube now, and I've seen a lot of changes since 2016. In the time that Dak Prescott has been out there, I've seen a lot of changes. And here's the new change now, where the players are now on YouTube. And this is a clip from the very first CeeDee Lamb video that he's posted on YouTube today. And this is about him getting his contract. The first video, this is 9 minutes long, but this is a minute and a half clip. And on this clip, he talks about how it is not being with his teammates.
He's going to be done before the training camp?
No, after, bro. They take it so long, so moral of the story is we had a number, that shit went out the window, I don't know why.
Lamb, who's not backing down. Lamb continues his
That first time ever in your life of not really being able to be at a training camp, be around your guys, not being able to get your body doing what you wanted to do, and what were you doing during that time?
Honestly, it was the worst. It was the worst ever. Do you hear me? Like, for those who know me, they know how serious I take this football stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, with everything in me, I put pride, body, mind, soul, everything I got into winning and the result of it, and obviously preparation that goes into it, you know. And for me to miss out on the right preparation with my team, my quarterback, my guys, just building those bonds off the field, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I missed out on that. And I'd be a fool if I said every day here in Miami, granted, the weather was nice just as well as it is in LA or Oxnard. It wasn't nearly as fulfilling as it would be if I was with my guys. And that's just point blank period. And I feel like that's where I get to be myself on the field. You know what I'm saying? I get to show everybody what I like to do for a living. How much I cherish it, how much I treat it to the game. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, it was a unique situation. That was the first time I ever did that, and I'm praying it's the last. Should be.
Think about that, man. And so the Cowboys hurt themselves by not getting that thing done. And you know, I granted, you know, he's got tons of money and everything else and fame and fortune and all that. And, you know, we all look at that and say, man, you're millionaires and things like that. And you know, it's true. But down inside, you can tell that's a guy who plays because he loves playing football. He loves to compete. He loves being part of his team. And you can see it was painful to not be able to be there with your team. And I can kind of understand that to some point. I know people will laugh at me because they'll say, you don't know shit, you know. But I've been around and I've seen some things. But I remember, not because of a contract holdup, because nobody was going to ever pay me a dime to play football. But I remember my senior year, the last scrimmage, I tore my ACL. And I, believe it or not, I only missed 4 games. But those 4 games of not being there on the field and practicing, it literally hurt more than the injury. And so when we start here with the whole Micah Parsons situation, having gone through this and understanding, I'm glad that CeeDee Lamb actually put this out. So you see the different side of it. I'm sure Zeke Elliott had fun in Cabo. But when you're a real football player in that locker room, your teammates, and building for a season, you want to be there. And the Cowboys cannot. Shout out to north of the border, man. How you doing? Much love to you, buddy. Shingles get no respect. No respect. You're absolutely right. Mark Dallas could have saved millions taking care of those guys early. And I agree. In the end, it's not going to matter. I mean, you're only the highest paid for so long. And the fact is, when you realize that, you know, at the moment, everybody's realizing the best thing I can do is not get more than $60 million. Let Dak Prescott have that moniker and the blowback for it. I'm okay taking a few $1 million less for the moment. But soon, you know, that thing's going to blow past that. With the amount of money that the NFL is increasing, early projections are next year it's going to be $302 million. And I'll mind you, the last 3 projections they have been way under what they're actually going to be. Hang on for 1 second. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Bobby B, why did Jerry take 10 years to get Dak weapons? Bobby, I wish I knew on that one. I wish I knew. I'm glad that it's hard to believe that an Eagle fan recognizes that Dak hasn't had weapons. And I appreciate seeing you actually say that as an Eagle fan. Daddy, huh? I'm not gay, Drew. Sorry. Okay. Bobby Beninsky, sippity slap. Okay. The Super Bowl champion Eagles don't need your respect. We are at the top of the mountain. What's up, Drew? Okay. Pamela Savage. What's up, Pamela? How are you doing? Bobby, that's not true. Dak had stacked. No. Okay. What is Zach Martin going to say? Man, we just sucked ass, man. He's not going to say that. And see, this is where you're wrong, Drew. We've had good players. Now I'm going to say what the Eagles have right now and they had last year was a stacked roster. You had the number one running back. You had a top 5 wide receiver, a top 10 second wide receiver, best offensive line football. That's what's called a stacked roster. That right there is a stacked roster. We've had some good pieces. We've had CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is top 3 wide receiver. I'll give you that. But since Amari Cooper left, who else besides him and Dak and Micah are stacked? Just tell me. Please, clarify it, please. Clarify it to me. I tell you what, Drew. You tell me what year because I'm sick of the bullshit, man. I'm sick of people having this revisionist history. I will say 2016, the Dallas Cowboys offensive line was the peak. 2016, it was the best it was. And you had a young Zeke, and you had Dak Prescott, who was a rookie. And going into, listen, yeah, actually, I'm gonna disagree with it. If you had taken all of the players that we had collectively and taken the best of them, yeah. But you can't tell me that when we had CeeDee Lamb, Noah Brown, and Jalen Tolbert, an aging Zeke Elliott, an offensive line where Tyron Smith was out more than he was in, where we literally had a Jason Peters who couldn't play more than 20 plays, a Biotish or George Looney as center, as stacked offenses. Sorry, you can't. You can't. Zeke Elliott, the last time Zeke Elliott was elite was 2019. So don't give me, I'm sorry. Dak had Cooper. Michael Gallup was good for 1 year, bro. Michael Gallup was good for 1 year. His rookie year, he was okay the first half. He was decent the second half. His second year, he had 1,100 yards, which was great. After that, 800 yards, 460, 450 yards. Sorry, I'm not going to give you Michael Gallup was great. He was a one-hit wonder. And Randall Cobb, let me give it to you, Drew. Cobb, oh my God. I know you're not pulling Randall Cobb. Because see, what happened is Dak Prescott made Randall freaking Cobb, bro. Randall Cobb was great in like 2014, had 1,100 yards. And just like Michael Gallup, went downhill. Pull the stats up, Drew. Pull the stats up. The last 2 years, his ass was in Green Bay. He was under 500 yards both years. Green Bay said, this horse is lame. This dog can't hunt. We getting rid of his ass because he's done. Done, Drew. Done. Don't give me this. Gallup, injury prone. Stayed injured. Cooper, he had him with CD 2 years. Cobb, he comes to Dallas with Dak Prescott. He gets 850 yards, gets himself a big-ass contract, and guess what he did? Went back down to being a 400-yard guy with the Texans. Goes back with Aaron freaking Rodgers and still a 400-yard guy. Jason Witten, get the F out of here, bro. By 2016, Jason Witten was a shell of himself. 2017, he went to the Raiders. 2018, he retired. And 2019, he came back to the Cowboys and was slow as turtle shit, bro. Slow as turtle shit. Tony Pollard, who was a good complimentary back, bro. Complimentary when you had Zeke pounding in the middle. When Tony Pollard was here by himself, Rico had better stats last year than Tony Pollard. Hall of Fame offensive line, after 2017 is when Tyron Smith started breaking down, missing at least 3 games a season. 3 games this season. 2018, we had Travis Frederick missed the year with Hillian-Barr syndrome. Came back the next year, wasn't the same guy, retired. And since that time, been looking for a center. Biotish wasn't it. Biotish could get his ass lifted up and dropped in Dak Prescott's lap. Zach Martin has been all world. And you're going to say Terrence Steele is Hall of Fame? Are you going to say Terrence Steele is Hall of Fame? Are you going to say Biotish is Hall of Fame? Is that what you're going to try to tell me? Are you going to tell me that when we had Jason Peters here with Chimo Igoda? Chimo Igoda, bro! They were flipping times at left tackle. Come on, man. What happened, what people don't seem to understand is Dak Prescott having a number 2 wide receiver over the last 3 years of Noah Brown, a.k.a. Clifford Franklin, let me tip the pass up to the Jaguars for a pick 6 so they can beat us. Jalen Tolbert and Brandon Cooks as your number 2 wide receivers. Bro, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. It is not everything that you say it is. Every single piece in there, and I'm surprised you didn't put Dez Bryant in there. You didn't put Dez. Dez, who was injured and old by the time he got here. Come on, bro. No, I'm not going to give you that one. Not going to give you that one. No. Hell effing no. You cannot compare the roster that the Dallas Cowboys have had the last 3 years to what the Eagles had last year. Not going to do it. Nope. 20. Okay, you know what, Drew? Drew, you're a jackass. Hold up. Boom. Michael Gallup. Let's get his stats here. 2019, I said his second year, Michael Gallup, 2019, 1,100 yards. I said that. The next year, 800 yards, 843. Third year, 445. Fourth year, 424. The last year, 418 yards. Are you literally going to tell me that a guy that played in the league 6 years and had 3,700 yards, that guy is a Hall of Famer? That he's as good as Devontae Smith? Is that what you're really going to try and tell me? Seriously. Thank you, Wade. Hold up. Mark is 9-4 better than 2-5. The fuck? Walker Wade. Zach Martin said we had teams to win. Yeah, he said that. But do you honestly look at that and say we had loaded teams like when you saw with Tampa Bay, with the Rams, with the Eagles this past year? Do you really look at it and say we had teams that were comparable to those? I don't. I don't see us. Let's just take Saquon last year and find me the last time we had a running back performance like that. Find me. I'm asking. I'm going to ask you, when was the last time we had an offensive line like the Eagles have right now? I'd say 2016 was the best offensive line that we had then with Dak Prescott. 2016. And since that time, that offensive line has changed and evolved and has not been as good. Sorry. Jerry lied and said all in, less is more. Well, there's your real problem right there. That's the real problem. Here comes the excuses. For the record, Mark is calling a Dallas Hall of Famer a liar. I can say we had good teams. But I'm not going to say that we had the best teams every year and we failed. Not going to say that. And Zach Martin doesn't give a rat's ass what I call him. He doesn't. Drew, you need to have more respect here for Mark. This is his channel, and this is his Cowboys fan chat. Leah, Drew, come on, bro. I told you, stop getting into it with them. Every time you entertain the delusion, you make yourself look bad. You don't need to talk to them. Okay, Leo. Leah, who's been missing in act. I know Zach Martin, but let's look at the facts. How many times do you actually admit that you sucked? Let me ask you that. When something happens, do you say, you know what, I just suck? Sorry. I just wasn't really good. I didn't. Do you honestly say that? Or are you going to look at it and say, yeah, no, man, we had teams, we just failed? Sorry. The 22 Eagles Super Bowl team, the Dallas Cowboys slapped the shit out of them that year, and we had few teams to make a run that fell short. Okay. I'm going to say you could look at that way, Walker Wade, but I'm going to still say that other teams, when they got close, weren't satisfied saying we might have enough to make it. You can't look at that, because I look at a Rams team that said, we're really good. We've got some good weapons. We get Odell. We get Von Miller and add those guys this season. The Eagles in 2017, they were a good team. They said, you know what? We need help at running back. They traded for Jay Ajayi. They tried to do everything else. Look at the Eagles, who've had, guys that we are now taking off the scrap heap, like Miles Sanders. And they say, you know what? Miles Sanders is a pretty good running back, but we think we can do better. We can do better. Even last year, they said, we can do better. We don't do that, guys. We deconstruct. And by all means, it doesn't matter what I say. I don't work for the Cowboys. I don't own the Cowboys. I don't control the Cowboys. My opinion is my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. Drew's opinion is his opinion. And in the end of the day, what's the difference, Max? I'm happy with what I got. That 3 looks good on Pickens. I love the number 3 on Pickens. I don't love the number 13, though, on Dante Fowler. Number 13 scares the hell out of me. It just does. I hope nothing happens to Dante Fowler, but I don't like the number 13 on our players. It just has not been a good look number for us. On to, where is it? Let's see. Hold up. Wrong one. Wrong clip. This one. We've got a lot of play. Ain't we known for admitting when we suck? We talk about our team and our own players. You do. I don't know if the player does. But, okay. I have a difference of opinion. I will not look and say Chimo Igoda was a great Hall of Fame best offensive line player. I will not look at Biadasz and say Biadasz was a great center and a future Hall of Famer. I will not look at Terrence Steele and say that's a great right tackle and a Super Bowl champion quality player. I'm just not going to. I'm not going to look at it and say a spent Zeke who's getting 3.3 yards a game is a difference maker at that point in his career. I'm not going to look at guys that we end up putting out there at wide receivers and say that Jalen Tolbert is a number 2, great number 3 or 4th wide receiver, but say that's good enough to win. I'm not going to go out here and say Mozzie Smith is good enough for my defensive line or any of the journeymen that we typically pick up when we go out and say, let's get a Dontari Poe or Clinton Ha-Ha Dix and try and fill in all these spots on the roster. I'm just not. I think the Cowboys actually overachieve for what the team gives them to work with. And that's my opinion. If you don't like it, well, then don't watch. But that's my opinion. The team is overachieved for what they give them to work with. You can't look at what the Joneses have done from the time they said, Amari Cooper, let's give him away for a 5th-round pick. The fact that you gave him away for only a 5th-round pick is unbelievable. Not when the Eagles trade for Jahan Dotson for a 4. Somebody who's done absolutely positively nothing. You gave away Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick. When a team goes out and trades for a bust and takes a 4th-round pick to do that, or a 4th-round pick to get a Jonathan Mingo and say, we're good. When you get a team that decides we're going to pick up half of our roster after training camp. When you got a team that says, we'll pay CeeDee Lamb when we could feel like it, and we'll pay him after training camp, and then you get a Brandon Cooks who's got a freaking infection in his knee. You're not doing things that you need to do to win a Super Bowl. The difference between winning a Super Bowl and losing is that much. It's that last 5% of making sure you've done everything, and I mean every freaking thing, to have the best players, coaches, and situations. And even when you do all of that, you still need to have some freaking luck for the ball to bounce the right way, to get a few good calls from the officials, and you need to stay healthy. Now, you can call me a Dak Prescott, apologist or whatever you want to call me, but here's the reality. There's not a whole lot of quarterbacks out there that are winning Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts, congratulations, you won. Pat Mahomes, you won a couple there, right? 3 of them. And then you had Tom Brady mixed in with the Matthew Stafford. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that we say are great quarterbacks. Oh, we need to go get that guy, that haven't done shit. And when you get people like Pro Football Focus saying Dak Prescott 17, and somehow they think Geno or Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert, guys that have not done shit, and I mean shit, then you know there's a freaking agenda. Have an important question. Where's the funky chicken? The funky chicken, he's actually over there. He's over there on the other desk. I'll have to bring him up over here. So I got him. I got him, Holly. Okay, he's over there. I haven't been squeezing the chicken too much because I'm going to wonder if the chicken is too close to the eagle and if it's actually giving the eagle some luck. Because I think me putting that other chicken where I put one ring, I think the one ring was payback for me being arrogant. So I'm kind of scared of the chickens, okay? Year 10 and the dude believes in the trash cut. Oh, Lord. It's bad enough that I get hate from the Eagle fans. Why I got to get it from my own people? Why I got to get it from my own people? Loyal Cowboy, what's going on? Now, see, y'all done got me all off the block and then pissed me the hell off. I'm just pissed. Thank you, Drew. Between Drew and frickin' Ultra, man. You two guys make me sick to my freaking stomach, man. Just sick. Trying to feel good about my team, trying to get a little healthier, and you mother humpers just come in and just shit in my Wheaties. Kiss my ass.
From the time he's been here, the work ethic is incredible. He's one of the first people in the building. He's one of the last to leave. The way he's attacked the playbook and picking it up has been incredible, and it's been fun for me to watch Dak and Will, but really Dak take a mentorship role with Joe. The talent speaks for itself. You guys will see it today. He made some incredible throws yesterday. He's just an exciting young prospect that I think the sky's the limit for.
Coach Schottenheimer's getting that done, and getting it done in a way that the players embrace it and want to be a part of it. Between him and his staff, it's authentic. I mean, you see the energy, it's natural. It's rubbing off on the players. You see Dak out there. I saw him getting involved and having a lot of fun with it. But, that's the thing about this game. I mean, people started playing this game because they loved it, and you want to make it fun. And, you want the energy levels high. And I think Coach Schottenheimer's getting that done and, getting it done.
He's getting it done. Yeah. I hate that freaking music. He's getting it done, and Schottenheimer's bringing it out. But Schottenheimer, we've seen him actually mic'd up. I don't know if you guys have seen that clip. The energy that he is, I mean, he's hopping all over the place. I can't guarantee that that's going to make a difference as far as winning a Super Bowl. But when you start hearing the players, when you start putting this stuff together, shit was bad. The whole thing with the Cowboys, shit rolls downhill. Just like out of Ultra's mouth and Drew's mouth. The shit just flows right out. When you hear guys like Osendigizua who talks about things that he's learning. Now, you're always going to, whether you leave and go to a new team, you're put in a new situation, you're always going to be optimistic. Okay, you're always going to say, man, this is the greatest thing that we've ever done. You don't want to go ahead and say, man, this coach sucks, man. You're not going to say that to the new guy that's there because he controls your future. But you get a little bit of insight to last year. And it seems like the Mike Zimmer hire, for whatever reason, if it was like the Mike Nolan, where Mike Nolan was trying to do too many different things and, we're going to be a 3-4, 4-3 hybrid, and he lost the players in the locker room there. You kept hearing this. You can't be serious if you think coach is running around just because McCarthy was fat to run. You know what, Bobby, I tell you what, Bobby. I've been at training camp, Bobby B, and I remember, and I'll be real with you. I remember being at training camp there, and when you come into the bleachers to the fields, they got the porta-johns that are out there on the side, okay? It's a field. It's out in Oxnard. And that's, of course, they got the porta potties where the defensive linemen work. They get no respect. Literally, they got to work around and shit. And I remember being out there, how many times I would see Mike McCarthy strolling into the toilet and strolling out, pulling his pants up a little bit there, like knowing that he just dropped a deuce in there. Knowing he dropped a big old deuce in there and just kind of strolling around. Now, I will say that the guy that I saw running around with energy out on the field is now coaching the Commanders. He was a high energy, high intensity guy. Boom, bouncing all over the place like a jackrabbit. And that same kind of coach is Brian Schottenheimer. Mike McCarthy's not that guy. Mike McCarthy's more like, hey, okay, guys, come on over. Mike McCarthy's not a bounce around off the wall guy. Just not. But you take on the mentality of your coach. You do. If you think about Tony Dungy with Peyton Manning, he wasn't a rah-rah guy. He was more cerebral. You think about a guy like John Gruden, you think about that. You think about Jimmy Johnson. We're going to have some fun. We're going to be a loose cannon, and we're going to kick your ass. And you look at the Cowboys teams, and that's what they emulate. Mike McCarthy, kind of. Or you could look at Jason Garrett, the clapper. Hey, we'll get him next time. It didn't really, to me, inspire fire. When I look at Jason Garrett and I listen to Jason Garrett, it doesn't make me want to run through a brick wall. Yeah, it just doesn't. I look at Jason Garrett and it's like, I don't really believe that he's going to be the one that's going to make me the champion. You just don't. You have to, in football, a lot of it's mental and believing that you can do something. And that's true in life. If you don't believe that you can succeed and do something, you've already failed. Definition of a broad roster. Your management sucks and ours doesn't. Laugh out. There's Linda. Thank you, Linda. Linda, who is an Eagles fan, and as much as I hate to admit, she's 100% right. You can't look and say that the Cowboys have done everything possible to win. Remember last year, Derrick Henry literally just about begged to come to the Cowboys? You don't think having a Derrick Henry would have helped the Cowboys early in the season when we had Zeke Elliott, who had, 180 yards last year? We tried Dalvin Cook out there. You don't think that had we gotten him, that wouldn't have helped? You don't think had we kept Stephon Gilmore last year that would have helped? As we go through and say, hey, we've had no, come on, man. We have not done everything that's possible. We've had so many players like Bobby freaking Wagner. You don't think if we had gotten Bobby Wagner 4 years ago, when Bobby Wagner wanted to come to the Cowboys to be with Dan Quinn, when you think about the problems we've had at linebacker, that wouldn't have made a difference? See, that's the difference of being able to win and go far than just overachieving. She's referring to my comment. Miss Gibson in the house. How are you doing tonight? Last year, I'll give you that talent, but the prior year, they had enough. Clinton, are you literally going to say that Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Brooks and Brandon Cooks, that was great? And Tony Pollard as our only running back who's not an inside runner? Are you really going to say that? And then, are you really going to say that? I'm asking. I can't look at that and say that's like Debo, Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, and one of the top defenses in football. I can't look and say any of the last 5 years we've had anything close to that. If I'm getting old, there's Miss Hot Sauce, Lola. I can't believe we got everybody here but the birthday girl. She must be out partying or in partying, if you know what I mean. Well, Rhonda, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy birthday to you, girl. Happy birthday. Let's not pretend that Hurts is elite, though, Linda. But see, here's the thing. You got to respect for the Eagles. They try and cover every base. They've got it set up so Jalen Hurts does not have to win every game. Bobby, yeah, we started the rebuilding process last year. And that's where I've got Danny who emails me, who's trying to get me to guarantee that the Cowboys are going to win against the Eagles and things. Randy, Mark, I feel like this team will go further than most think. I think it's possible, but it's still a lot we got to have a lot that's going to have to go right. We're going to need the team to hit the ground running. We need Micah Parsons at training camp. We need Mozzie to take another step forward. We need Ferguson to play like he did 2 years ago. We need Savon Ravel to hopefully get on the field healthy. And same thing with Diggs. And same thing with Overshown sometime, hopefully, before the middle of the season. And we're going to need the offensive line. We're going to need Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton to play better than they did last year. And we're going to need a rookie to come out the box and be like Tyler Smith. We need Tyler Booker to be like Tyler Smith this rookie year. And that's going to be a tall task with the Eagles week 1. But I'm not going to say that it can't happen. I'm not going to say that it can't happen. It very well could. I don't see too many Commander fans here tonight, but the birthday girl is tied up with she might be. Sugar Daddy, you might be right that she might be literally tied up. Shout out to Sugar Daddy. Appreciate that. Jeff Lee's taking the lead again. Oh, man. My name is Jeff. Come on, Jeff. Let somebody else get it, man. Spread the love, buddy. Spread the love. Come on, man. Let me pull this other piece up because this is interesting here. I hadn't even thought about it and I hadn't really paid attention to it that much. But this was a post. Let me find it real quick. A post that's actually pretty interesting from Warren Sharp. Warren Sharp pointed out that going down the stretch as the Commanders, because we all looked at the Commanders and said, oh my God, the Commanders, they're invincible. They're incredible, right? That's what they told us. But here's the thing. Going down the stretch, they didn't face any starting quarterbacks. Week 12, they played us with Cooper Rush. and they lost 34-26, right? Okay. All right. It's a division rivalry, so it's okay. That we'll let that one slide. Now, they did get a win against Tennessee, who did get the number 1 pick, playing against Will Levis, right? So you can't look at that and say that was a great team because they drafted Cam Ward, okay? They were like, Will Levis, he ain't our guy, right? Then they beat the Saints 20-19 with Jake Hayner and Spencer Rattler. Okay? They beat the Eagles when the Eagles were playing Kenny Pickett, although the Eagles did score 33. We'll say that much. They beat the Falcons 30-24 in overtime, playing against Michael Penix Jr. He was actually pretty good, though. Be that as it may. And then week 18, they beat us with Trey Lance. So, do we believe that Washington is a great team? Or did they end up having a really easy schedule and play well going down the stretch against them? Because that wasn't, because here's what I'm going to say. Do we look at it and say that the Commanders that made it to the NFC Championship game, that they got there because it had kind of a cake schedule? Because you saw what the Eagles did to them. It wasn't even close. Was that really the real Washington team? And that the Washington team that's got some problems on defense. And I don't see Momo. I don't know where Momo is. I'm surprised. He called me early today, but I was tied up and forgot to call him back. The boobies are great. The boobies make the world go round. I want to Forrest Buckner and Vita Vea to come here. Oh, my God. Now, you do that. If you brought Vita Vea here, we'd have no excuse if we got Vita Vea, but good luck with that one. That's not what we do, man. That's not what we do. Jay, thanks. I just hope we win. We had very little talent last year with a rookie quarterback and still played in the NFC Championship game. Lead commander, again, you did. He came out the box and played well. We'll see what he's like this year when you have the big boy schedule. You're not going to be playing the Will Levises anymore. You're not. Season failed last year because of Mingo and Lance. No, it didn't fail because of those guys. But you can look and say, well, Mingo, actually, Bobby, there's actually a chance Mingo may actually be in a good position. Because with us getting George Pickens and having CD, everybody's going to be tied up with those guys. The person that's going to benefit the most will be the number 3 wide receiver and the tight end, because they're going to clear out all the good guys. If you look at when we had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, you will see, because this is one I'm surprised somebody didn't put up there. Well, you had Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson's only good year was when we had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and he was the number 3 wide receiver. Check the stats on any other time he was playing. He was never over about 250 yards. And so that's where Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo, whoever gets that lion's share of number 3 work, I guarantee is going to have, if Dak stays healthy, is going to have a great season. Interesting thing. I'm going to ask y'all. Oh, sorry. I can't say interesting. Can't say interesting. Forgive me. People always make fun because I say interesting, because it's interesting to me. Randy Sites in the house. Booby power. Randy Sykes, sugar bat. Okay. Joe Milton. Anybody else getting tired of seeing him doing backflips? Every time I see on Twitter or on Sports Center or whatever, they're always showing Joe Milton doing a backflip. I'm not coming to the football game for gymnastics. It's great he can do a backflip. I want to see him throw the damn football. You still can't run the ball or stop the run, Mozzie. Bobby, we'll see where we are on that one. The 2 things, Bobby, that the Cowboys need to do is to help the run stopping is score points. The other thing that will help the running game is stretching the field. And having George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb and hopefully we'll be able to get separation. We'll stretch the field. If you're going to tell me that you're going to put 8 men in the box and I got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, I'm happy as shit. I'm happy as shit. Bro, I'm good. I'll put 12 personnel on your ass. CD, George Pickens. Okay? Hopefully Schoonmaker takes a step up. Jake Ferguson. What are you going to do as a defensive coach? Are you putting 8 men in the box to stop the run? Okay. Play action. One-on-one. One of these guys is going to be one-on-one. Safety can't get both of them going deep. You don't put 8 men in the box. I got 7 guys and a running back. I'm going to run till you stop it. That's my game plan. I stay busy rehabbing, and next week I get my teeth pulled, surgery for my implants. Damn. Alan Williams and Tolbert. What does the Joneses want out of these guys? Well, I hope, as we're getting ready to round the corner here and get ready to get out of here, let me say, first of all, thank you, everybody who's been here. Thank you for all the super chats. Anybody sees Rhonda, tell her happy birthday. And shout out to Lola. Lola, thanks for being there on the live stream yesterday while we were working on the red brick walkway and things. You and so many others. I don't know where Dirty Sanchez is and things. Thank you so much for all that you guys have done to help me with the red brick house. I appreciate it. You're missing 8 teeth from the accident. Damn. Eagle's going to bust that arse. You're scared to go. I'm not scared, Bobby. I can't wait for those 89 days to pass, buddy. I mean, if the Cowboys lose, the Cowboys lose. It's not like I'm going to lose my house, that, the police are going to come to my door and say, the Cowboys lost to the Eagles, you're under arrest. What's scared? What's scared? It's not like I have, there's Dirty Sanchez. Dak could have a record-breaking year for the yards thrown. It could be that he ends up breaking the Dallas Cowboys all-time record with these guys. Shout out to Dirty Sanchez. I was just talking about you, Dirty. You must have heard me. Was your ass on fire or something? Knowing you. Appreciate you for the 2 bricks that you got at the Red Brick House and things. Appreciate you. What I hope is, more than anything else, the Cowboys get Micah Parsons' deal done before training camp. I really and truly don't want to see him holding out. What I would love is, during this mini camp, what do you mean? Don't you know where I am? Where I'm at? I'm right here, bro. Been here the whole time. What do you mean you don't know where I'm at? I'm right here. Been here the whole. I'm Dirty. Okay, well, Dirty. I just got my new glasses, and I'm getting used to them, so I'm missing a whole lot. Okay, appreciate the super chat though. I hope that the Joneses next week, while we have mini camp, that the players are going to be there, all of them, including Micah, that they pick up the phone and talk to Micah's agent and get the thing done. I really had fun talking, Smith. Have a great night, Mark. As always, Bobby, you're good people, man. I got to meet you sometime, Bobby. You are really good people. I appreciate you, even though you are an Eagle fan. But I hope that the Cowboys get Micah Parsons' deal done so that we don't have a situation like CeeDee Lamb where he's not there and missing out on becoming part of that team and being there. That, I think, is more important than anything else. Putting your players out to dry like that is ridiculous. And I hope that the Cowboys still continue to find more talent to go with this roster. And with that being said, we are rolling around the corner right here. Let me say from the bottom of my heart, Jeff Lee, you're a winner. Jeff, come on, man. Jeff, you trying to take everything, man. I already know your address, Jeff. I will send you something else to go with the shirt tomorrow, okay? But Jeff, you got to spread. Jeff, come on. My name is Jeff. You got to spread the love around some, man. Or we're going to have to make it so, a 2-time winner, it's got to go to the next one next time. Is it too late to get a break? No, Miss Gibson, it is not. You can email me. Actually, if you go to the other channel, the link is actually on the videos. Or if you want to email me, I can get you the link for the brick walkway where you can order them. North of the border, appreciate you. Glimmerman, appreciate you. Jeff Lee, Jeff's like, I'm trying to give it away. Let me look at the final total here as we get out of here. Jeff Lee with 150. Chris May taking up second place. Holly, I was hoping Holly was going to win it. And Roland right back there in fourth. Alexandra is fifth. Oh, man. So close. So close. So close. I tell you what, Holly, email me, Holly. I'm going to take care of you, Holly Pierce. Shout out to you. Email me, CowboysMark94 Gmail. I'm going to get you covered, okay? All right, and let me know your shirt size too. Okay, that kind of sound creepy though. Did that sound creepy? I didn't mean it to sound creepy. Because I was gonna get Tracy to make a shirt. It wasn't that. You got to be careful these days. You got to be careful. Okay. I love you, Mark. You so effing cool. Appreciate that, Pablo. All right, time to turn out the lights.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end.
Oh, wait.
Call it a night.
Hold it. It's not. The party's not over. The party's not over. No. We got to end it with this because Mark Tuinei passed, and let me see if I have it. Where is it? Okay. In dedication, because you guys have to understand, I'm old as dirt, okay? I am a diehard, true blue Dallas Cowboy fan, and I have been there from the beginning just about, okay? I can remember every Super Bowl. I don't remember the Colts one as much as my dad being upset that they lost. I can remember when they won against the Miami Dolphins. I definitely remember all the Steeler games and so on. And losing Mark Tuinei, incredible offensive center, who blocked for Roger and Troy. That's not many players that can say they did that can say they were on both of those teams. Tom Rafferty was a beast, as well as so many of the Dallas Cowboys greats. And I always go to the autograph signing shows, especially when there's the legends there, because those guys, the ones that made America's team, they didn't get the glory and the cash and the fame and stuff that these players do. They had to work jobs in the offseason. And those guys are falling by the wayside. And so when I know that a player like Charlie Waters is having health issues, that Tony Dorsett has CT, let's be real, it's CTE. You don't know for sure till you have an autopsy, but he has it, and he's not doing well. Knowing and having met Rayfield Wright, who's up there too, and him passing a couple years ago, those guys are leaving us. And I ask, for those of you who think that you've seen football and watching football now, go back and watch some of the clips of the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Raiders, and things from the 70s. And my thoughts are to those. Yep, and that's where we're going to end. Thank you all, everybody, and we'll try this one more time. Peace out.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old.